bright side once again to ruin everything. Let's see what they have in store.
I bet you've always wanted to meet a real-life dinosaur.
What on earth is this? How come it didn't produce giant earthquakes with this much force applied to the ground?
Haven't you? We talking T-Rex here? Because... nah, I'm good.
This is a very goofy sequence if I gotta be honest.
Well, if you did have the chance, you'd be surprised to set an eyes on a creature covered in feathers, fur, and giant fleas.
Are you taking all this info from T-Rex and Evolutionary Journey?
But I'm getting ahead of myself. How about we kick this list of dino facts off with the most famous of them all?
But this video is titled 11 Theories About Dinosaurs That Were Unknown. We're now talking about dino facts that are known?
Number 1. The T-Rex wasn't the largest dinosaur by far.
Okay, so it is the largest terrestrial carnivore, but it definitely was not the largest dinosaur, by far, like Brightside suggested.
The humongous Tyrannosaurus rex, that terror.
Look at this very goofy animation of legs with pronated wrists, and a body that's apparently made of steel.
Terrified us all in the classic dino flick, Jurassic Park.
This animation is just absolutely ridiculous.
Was not, in fact, even among the
Hold on, is that a Dracorex and a Triceratops? Also, almost forgot, Dracorex is juvenile Pachycephalosaurus, along with Sticky Moloch. Both Dracorex and Sticky Moloch represented Pachycephalosaurs at different growth stages.
15 largest dinosaurs.
Hate to break it to you, T-Rex was not even number 16. Also on the list, you showed copy-pasted stuff like Dracorex. Is that Stegosaurus at 15?
With a max length of 40 feet and a weight of about 10 tons.
Now, up to 12 meters seems like an underestimate. They could be over 12.4 meters in length.
It was a pipsqueak compared to the biggest land dinosaur, the Argentinosaurus. This gargantuan, 100-foot-long herbivore made the ground shake with all its 75 tons of body weight.
Argentinosaurus was actually longer and larger than that, reaching 33.6 meters long and weighing in around 81.8 to 84 tons. Even if it's 75 though, it's still the largest land dinosaur and the largest dinosaur of all time.
Basically, if you live on the 6th floor of a building, this dino could peek in on you through the window.
6th floor of a building means 18 meters high up, and Argentinosaurus probably wasn't 18 meters high up. It's probably closer to around 14 meters tall.
Hey, tiny humans, what's for lunch? Still, to be fair to the T-Rex, I must say, it was the largest carnivore that ever existed.
Largest terrestrial carnivore, that's for sure.
Well, I guess being the king of predators is better than not being king at all, right? While we're on the topic of size. Number 2. Dinosaurs weren't the biggest animals ever.
Which is correct. The biggest animal is the blue whale, up to 199 tons.
As much as we're used to thinking dinosaurs were the hugest things on Earth.
I never thought that way, come on.
Well, they weren't. In fact, the largest known animal in this planet's history is our contemporary. Meet the blue whale. At 98 feet long, it's about the size of the mighty Argentinosaurus.
No, Argentinosaurus is longer, but the blue whale is over twice as big as the Argentinosaurus.
But its weight is far greater. You ready for it? A whopping 190 tons.
Okay, so using short tons, it's actually 219.
That's about as heavy as your typical one-story house.
Depends on what one-story house.
By the way, blue whales are real titans of this world, and there's never been anything bigger than them, neither in the sea nor on the land. I guess we can consider ourselves lucky to live alongside such amazing creatures. Number 3. Dinosaurs aren't really extinct.
Which is correct. Birds are dinosaurs.
Come again? Does that mean Nessie is real?
It's not real. It's a creature in Scottish folklore that's said to inhabit Loch Ness in the Scottish Highlands.
I knew it! No, unfortunately for mystery enthusiasts, I'm not talking about giant lizards here. But you know, you actually meet dinosaurs every single day without even realizing it. I know, sounds like complete hogwash, but it's true. According to scientists from the University of Berkeley, birds aren't just distant relatives of dinosaurs, but are dinosaurs themselves.
They are not distant relatives of dinosaurs, because birds are dinosaurs themselves. You said it. But we're shown a T-Rex head.
You see, the classification of animals we're all used to, which divides them into families, species, and so on, doesn't take evolution into account. The system was actually created long before scientists realized that organisms evolved at all. So today, most biologists prefer to use another classification that incorporates animals' evolution over time, and that includes dinosaurs, which, get ready for it, evolved into modern-day birds.
Yes, but what we're shown here is just T-Rex evolving to a bird. I think the guy knows it's wrong. I'm going to pass on this one because, it's quite blatantly wrong, but not in the sense of spino, outdated, whatever.
Hey, give me a like if you've ever fed some dinos at your local park.
What on earth am I seeing right now? Why am I getting vibes that these T-Rexes are dancing?
Number 4. Dinosaurs were dressed in feathers, not scales.
Only some dinosaurs, like Coelurosaurians.
Since we were kids, all the books, cartoons, and movies show dinosaurs are reptilian creatures, looking more like lizards than anything else. Recent paleontological discoveries, though, prove otherwise, and not so recent ones too. Way back in 1923, explorer and adventurer Roy Chapman Andrews led an expedition to the Gobi Desert and found the first fossilized dinosaur eggs. Interestingly enough, those eggs were apparently laid by a strange bird-like creature,
which is now determined to actually belong to the theropod oviraptor.
That soon became a sort of star among the scientific community. As more fossils were discovered over time, paleontologists later concluded that most dinosaurs, including the T-Rex and its kin, had feathers attached to their bones. This fact was only overlooked for decades because nobody wanted to part with the image of giant scaly reptiles.
But of course, a lot of dinosaurs themselves are completely scaly.
Talk about the force of habit, huh? Number 5. Jurassic Park just might become a thing one day. Evolution. Probably decades away, but the potential is there. I just hope scientists watch the movies before they make any decisions on the matter. The idea didn't work out too well, even in the fictional world.
But they would probably have to stick to real paleontology instead of awesome bro Jurassic Park stuff. Even then, Jurassic Park still treats its subjects like animals. Most of the time. Unless if it's Spino, Indominus.
Number 6. The biggest herbivores had equally large diets. As you know, some plant-eating dinos were really massive. In fact, growing as huge as possible was their way of protecting themselves from predators. Now let's imagine, say, a Diplodocus.
This does not look like a Diplodocus at all. This is Argentinosaurus.
How much food do you think it'd take to fill the belly of a 110-foot-long creature, weighing in at about 15 tons?
Okay, this is confusing. So it has the length of Diplodocus hallurum, but a mass of Diplodocus carnegie.
Well, the short answer is a whole lot. Leaves and plants by the busload. In the era of dinosaurs, when it was warm and tropical almost everywhere, it was totally possible for these giants to find so much food, of course. But anyway, just picture such a creature walking into your yard and stripping every single tree of its leaves, and still being hungry after that.
Now, because of their immense size, they probably have lower metabolism to body ratio. So they probably eat lots of stuff at once, and then simply walk away, not eating for a long time, and then eating a whole large bunch again.
Number 7. There were chicken-sized dinosaurs.
A chicken-sized dinosaur is a chicken, just like how a crow-sized dinosaur is a crow.
When you hear the word dinosaur, you probably imagine a creature that's at least the size of a large dog. But the first thing that comes to mind is most likely a big triceratops or something.
What? Size of a large dog? Triceratops?
Well, dinos actually came in all shapes and sizes, and there were really tiny ones. The smallest known dinosaur to this day is called Compsognathus.
I'm pretty sure there are dinosaurs smaller than the Compsognathus, like the Epidexipteryx, for example.
And it was just about the size of a chicken.
The chicken is actually larger, weighing in around 2.6 kilograms on average.
But scientists are even sure there were even smaller species. It's just that their bones haven't been found yet.
Epidexipteryx? Good lord. I'm going to correct myself. The smallest dinosaur is the bee hummingbird, with males having a mass of just 1.95 grams.
Large fossils are obviously easier to discover, so it should come as no surprise that we mostly know about the bigger reptiles. Number 8. Dinosaurs had fleas the size of roaches. And now I'm feeling itchy all of a sudden.
Is this supposed to be a joke about the T-Rex's tiny arms?
Ugh. Dr. George Pointer Jr. from Oregon State University.
Oregon or Oregon? Are you talking about the state, or are you talking about a chemical element?
Describes the prehistoric pests as not exactly fleas, because they couldn't jump as high as the modern day ones. But still, a creature that was almost a full inch in length and could bite through thick dino skin does give you the heebie-jeebies. As Professor Pointer puts it, we can be thankful our modern fleas aren't nearly as big. I couldn't agree more. Number 9. Carnivorous dinosaurs had pretty large brains.
In relative to most other dinosaurs. I'm talking about non-avian ones, by the way.
There's another one of those tidbits everybody knows about dinos. They had itty-bitty brains. Well, that might be the case for a lot of them, especially when you compare their brain and body size. For instance, one of the biggest dinosaur species, the Stegosaurus, had a brain the size of a lime. However, this discrepancy only concerned herbivores, or plant eaters.
Have you forgotten about hadrosaurs?
Carnivorous dinosaurs, or meat eaters, had a much larger brain. Getting back to the T-Rex, that monster
Goofy animation. Also, please call the T-Rex an animal and not a monster. It doesn't deserve this horrible treatment, okay?
had a particularly big brain inside its skull. So all those images showing this predator with a brain the size of a walnut are simply not accurate. Scientists believe that predators needed bigger brains because they had to hunt their prey at high speeds.
And they also need to try and exploit the prey's weaknesses anyway. That's how predation works in general. Also, those pronated wrists are hurting my soul.
A bigger brain meant a faster reaction time, and that's exactly what they needed. Number 10. Dinosaurs shed their skin.
Which is actually backed up by evidence.
You certainly know that snakes and lizards shed their skin as they grow. Well, dinosaurs seem to have done the same. A 2018 study published in the journal Nature Communications showed that fossilized dino dandruff could be proof that the ancient lizards also shed their skins.
125 million year old flakes are almost identical to those found in modern birds.
But there's something even more fascinating about this discovery. Like I said earlier, dinosaurs had feathers, not scales.
Again, not all of them had feathers. Some of them were completely scaly.
So this prehistoric dandruff finding meant they didn't just lose their entire skin in one piece. Instead, they shook off fragments of it from in between their feathers. I don't know about you, but I can't get the image of a dinosaur with dandruff out of my brain now. Too bad they didn't have shampoo back then.
Clearly, this video is made for kids who don't know any better.
Number 11. Some dinosaurs had fur.
Now, given the fact that some dinosaurs lived in the cold, it is perfectly possible. However, amazing dino Pachyrhinosaurus, no evidence.
While you're still probably trying to grasp the idea of feathered dinos, here's some more food for thought. In the cooler regions, pterosaurs had fur to protect them from the cold.
That's a pterosaur. That's not a dinosaur.
In a 2018 study, paleontologists from the University of Bristol suggested that some pterosaurs
What? Zontosaurus?
might have had several types of body covering at the same time. They had feathers on their head and wings, while their whole body was covered in soft fuzzy fur.
These so-called fur, they are called pycnofibers. So you should use that term instead.
Scientists believe both are important for heat regulation and flight control. Now, I wouldn't dare call these flying creatures lizards anymore, would you? Hey, if you know any other surprising facts about dinosaurs, leave them down in the comments.
Alright, so essentially this is the end of the video. This video is not great by any stretch of means, but I couldn't really criticize it a lot because it's saying tons of facts and I can't really disagree on, despite the title being clickbait itself. Anyway, thank you guys for watching, hope you enjoyed, see you all next time.